Today I'm simulating the next 10 years of the Celtics franchise to find out how good they're actually going to be.
From half court, it's gone! He banks it in!
Now for the 2025 season, the Celtics continue to look dominant, especially with Jayson Tatum having a career year, putting up 30 points and 8 rebounds a game. And this kind of output was enough to get Boston 60 wins and earn the first seed in the East again. Tatum makes another first team, and then Jaylen Brown makes All-NBA third team, so both are playing solid and looking good for the playoffs. And in the first round, they'd be up against the Pistons, who are being led by Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey, two players that showed a lot of great potential. However, Boston was clearly the more skilled and experienced group, allowing them to win the series in a quick sweep. They also beat the Pacers 4-1 in the second round, meaning the Celtics are heading to the conference finals to face the Bucks, who are of course still being led by Dame and Giannis, a duo that was really starting to click and managed to steal the first game in the series. But Boston wasn't going out that easy and would lock in for these next few games.
Here we go. Tatum. Giannis switches onto him. Tatum and Antetokounmpo, the superstar. Step back three on the way.
You know, let's hit it, my nigga. I made him a million, the fuck you, we out. I ain't tryna have babies right now, so we fuck with a rubber, but I got a raw bitch. Know this money bring heat, you probably won't beat me, but bro, we can't be like no small shit. Overseas got it done on my shit. Can't believe that I'm still in apartments. Businessman when they got.
So the Celtics beat the Bucks 4-2 and are moving on to the finals to face the Thunder, who have an extremely talented young core and White Jesus himself. So as expected, this was an extremely competitive series as both teams were going bucket for bucket, eventually leading us to a Game 7. Now, the Thunder came out hot in this game and took an early lead. However, it would be Tatum that hit big shot after big shot to force a close game with just 21 seconds to go. Thunder are up by 1 now, but the Celtics have a chance to score right here, and Jaylen Brown's got the ball, looking to get around Lou Dort, not having a lot of success. Okay, passes it out to Drew, who's looking to drive, kicks it to KP, who takes a 3. Oh, yes! Okay, Celtics up by 2. The Thunder need a 3 here if they want to win. 2 seconds on the clock for the win. It's off! Okay. The Celtics win another ring, dude. They did it!
We did it! Oh my God, we did it!
So the Celtics are back-to-back champs, and Tatum won the Finals MVP this year. And whoever has the most Final MVPs between Brown and Tatum at the end of the sim is going to be considered the leader of the team, while the other guy is just a sidekick. So some little friendly competition, you know? Now, in the following 2026 season, the Celtics were looking to three-peat. However, they would run into a big problem. Zingas Tingus right over here doesn't want to sign back with Boston, which is gonna create some issues. He's only got 1 year left on his deal, so if we don't do anything, we're just gonna lose him for free, which I'm not gonna let happen. Okay, I found this trade that's Sengun for KP. It almost feels unfair, especially considering we're getting a first-round pick, but it was in the trade finder, so hey, fair game. So this is our new roster. We got Holiday at point, we got Derek White as shooting guard, Brown at small forward, Tatum at power forward, and Sengun as the new piece at center, of course. Overall, feel pretty good about this team. And my feeling was right, as the Celtics continue to run over the league by winning an impressive 66 games to lock up the first seed again. And in the playoffs, they'd cruise through the Eastern Conference to make it back to the finals, where they would be in for a rematch against the Mavericks. The Mavs team is basically the same, except the bench is a little better, and Luka's a 2-time MVP now, so he's gonna be a tough guy to stop. Now, this series started out in Boston, where the Celtics were able to capitalize and take the first 2 games, but Luka would go on to prove that he's the best player in the world, absolutely torching the Celtics defense to win the next 3 games in a row. The Celtics are choking! Okay, Luka is cooking us with a 41-point triple-double in Game 5. On the other side of things, Tatum and Brown are playing all right, but we definitely want to see more from from them. So with the Celtics having their backs against the wall, they would go all out in this next game and looked really good to start. However, we can't forget about Game 6 Klay, who came up clutch, shooting 8 for 14 from deep, which was enough to beat the Celtics, giving the Mavs a championship. Klay had a nice game and now has more rings than Steph, which is kind of funny to think about. But yeah, the Celtics blew their chance at three-peating. Tough way to end the season. Now, despite the disappointing finish, the Celtics would bounce right back in the next season, easily getting the first seed in the East again with 64 wins. And they didn't slow down in the playoffs, once again dominating the Eastern Conference to make it back to the finals for another showdown against the OKC Thunder, which didn't really go as planned. We got swept, bro. We got swept. Like, the Celtics are not capable of winning in the finals anymore, I guess. So at this point, the media was doubtful that the current Celtics team would ever win a ring again, especially when you consider that the once young stars of the league are entering into their prime form. So as expected, the Celtics had their worst season in a while, only winning 48 games, and they didn't have much success in the playoffs, losing to Bronny and the Bulls in the second round. Turns out Bronny's actually going to be a good player, so that's kind of fun. Tatum, on the other hand, he's playing like a role player again, to be honest. Now, this second round exit was unfortunately the start of a downward spiral for the Celtics, as they'd end up being first round exits from the playoffs for the next 2 years in a row. So with all these disappointing results and only 4 years left in the simulation, I decided it's time to shake the team up. After like an hour of just making trades, I finally got our starting lineup to a decent spot again. You know, we got 490 overalls on the team. Like, there's no way we don't make a deep playoff run. Now, this new Celtics team was back on top and finished as the second seed in the East, with the only better team being Bronny and the Bulls. And as expected, these two would end up meeting in the conference finals. The Bulls are a pretty well-rounded team, but I don't think they're better than us, so I don't know. I feel confident about things. Now, this series started out with the Bulls winning the first 2 games on their home court. However, the Celtics would pull it back together in Boston, winning the next 2 games to tie up the series. And they didn't stop there, as they took Game 5 and then closed out the series in Game 6, meaning Boston was going back to the finals for the first time since 2027, and they would be up against a very familiar opponent. The Mavs literally have Luka, Zion, and Mobley all on the same team. Like, what the fuck? Now, in this series, Luka was making everything from deep while Zion was dominating the paint, so the Celtics really had no answer defensively, which led to them losing the series 4-1. Well, that wasn't even close, which honestly is just depressing. I'm really actually starting to get kind of mad. Okay, so this took a while, but I got a new starting point guard for us, Stephen Samuels Jr., and all you got to know about this guy is that he's a great perimeter defender, so I feel like him and Thompson in the backcourt, like that's just gonna be insane defense, right? Other than that, the lineup is completely the same. Just, you know, Derek White is coming off the bench now instead of starting. So this new addition to the roster was enough to get the Celtics the #1 seed in the East, and as expected, they made it back to the finals for a rematch against Luka and the Mavs. Now, at the start of this series, it was looking like the Mavs were in full control as they quickly took a 2-0 lead, but Boston wasn't going to fold like last year and proceeded to lock in defensively while making some big 3-point shots, which was good enough to drag this finals match all the way to a Game 7. Okay, Boston's finally got a chance to win their 3rd ring with this group, and it's all coming down to this Game 7. So far, they're looking good. Mavs kind of climbing back, though. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. It's a close game here in the 4th. Definitely low scoring. Mavs taking a bit of a lead, though. Let's see if the Celtics can climb back at all. Looks like yes. I'm gonna pause. Okay. 17 seconds, 1-point game. Let's jump in, baby. Okay, the Mavs are starting with the ball, so I'm guessing Boston's gonna, foul. Okay, and they foul Zion, who low-key could miss some free throws. First free throw is good. Second free throw, let's see a miss. Come on, miss. It's good. Okay, whatever. Celtics have a chance to at least tie it right here, and maybe force the game to OT. They could also make a quick 2 and try to foul again. Let's see what happens. Jaylen Brown gets the ball. Looks like he's gonna drive. No, kicks it out for a 3. Oh my God! Oh my God! Okay, Mavs with a chance. Still 7 seconds to go. Luka with the ball. Luka takes a 3. It's off. Okay, Zion with the rebound. No way. Dude, of course. Zion just hits a last-second shot to win the game. And this is Luka's 4th ring, if you're curious. So this guy has been a monster in this simulation. So the Celtics came up short yet again, and at this point, it's safe to say that their future has been a disappointment, especially when you consider that the 2 final seasons of the simulation were also complete duds. I really tried to make the Celtics good in this simulation, and they still underperformed, so... yeah, I don't know. This just might be a bad video, but let me know what you think in the comments. Also, it'd be really cool if you watch this video next. It's super spicy and good.